Be careful what you ask for. This happened nearly 10 years ago and it was not MC on my part, but I did carry it out. I work in the IT field, and one of my clients was in litigation over something that I never cared to commit to memory. Well, they call me over and say they must produce emails from the present day back like 5 years. So I am thinking I have the emails. Cool. I'll export and send it over via an external drive. Nope. The client reads the summons and it states, printed, floppy drive, disk drive, flash drive, or external hard drive. Miss Owner says I want to send them printed copies. I explain the volume of paper it will take and she says to print them. Okay, I'll export them to a printable format and then show Jack. Not real name. How to print the emails. No sir. I want you to do it. Jack's time is too valuable to the company. I'm like okay. You do understand my hourly rate is way more than Jack's hourly rate? She acknowledged this, so I go yes ma'am. I grab the client's credit card and purchase some software to export the volume of emails required and convert them to a format that is easily printed. No need for me to work harder than needed. This company has a habit of carbon copying everyone on the team each email, and if there are attachments, that attachment is copied in each email and reply. Some emails had dozens and dozens of attachments. Another habit was not using subject lines, which irked me to the point I had a mail rule set that any emails to me were marked as read and deleted if there was an empty subject line. Then an auto reply stating what was done with the email. So back to the MC. I spent a couple of days exporting emails from a dozen or so employees. I then start the conversion process. On about day 3 I start printing. I tried to keep things sorted, but that was just mind-blowing. The email threads with all the attachments had me going in circles. I give Miss Owner an update and she calls her legal representation. She calls me back to her office and says, the summons did not say the information had to be sorted, stapled, or labeled on our part, so print. Yes ma'am. I go back to the office I had commandeered and continued printing. I quickly found that if I load all 5 printer trays with paper, I can select a couple of hundred emails and send them to the printer. This gave me time to walk around or surf the internet. I got to the point when I knew the sound of the printer switching trays. I would then refill the empty. This went on for 8 hours a day. The printer would stop after a while and internal fans would spin up and cool it off and then print again. The printer leasing company had to come in and put in a maintenance kit during the job, and shortly afterward, when all was completed, I spent over 2 weeks at 8 hours a day billable time and had a pallet of paper shrink wrapped and ready for shipping. Both Miss Owner and I had a bit of an evil grin when the pallet was loaded on the freight truck. Miss Owner took years to pay my employer that time and all the other time I spent on other jobs. TL. Doctor. Spent over 2 weeks printing a pallet of paper because some lawyer said that was an option for sending years of emails. The best part is that the law firm you sent them to probably paid an intern for weeks to scan each and every document so they could upload them into their file management system. Now, picture a bunch of brand new attorneys that went to law school imagining attorney life to be like something out of Suits, sitting in a windowless room reading through all that stuff for much more than 2 weeks. Miss Owner took years to pay my employer that time and all the other time I spent on other jobs. Gee, I can't imagine why anyone would end up suing her. Miss Owner took years to pay my employer that time and all the other time I spent on other jobs. Oh wow, so they had you do it and tried to stiff your employer. Arsehole to everyone it seems. The printer leasing company had to come in and put in a maintenance kit during the job. I had a basic IT job where in addition to all the usual stuff, I delivered printer supplies to the various offices of company. Every Monday, I get a big cart full of paper and toner cartridges. At the end of every quarter, I delivered an entire pallet of paper and 1/2 pallet of toner to the accounting department. Hit the end of the year, they got 4 pallets of paper and 2 pallets of toner. My boss taught me how to do printer maintenance, and we did 10 that were pulled from other offices and delivered to accounting. Then we did maintenance on their regular printers. The next Monday, I back at accounting restocking them and notice over half the printers are flashing the maintenance needed light. Seems they had messed up a report and had to reprint most of it. My boss had come in over the weekend to deliver more paper and toner. What does your last line mean about Miss Owner taking years to pay your employer that time on other jobs? Good work complying. Maliciously, though? I think not.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.